Hey, new law students, are you feeling overwhelmed with your legal research? Well, if you are, then you're definitely not alone. I remember when I first started my legal studies, it was a bit of a blur, to be honest, because I just didn't know where to start. I didn't know whether to start with cases or legislation, or whether I should be starting with legal dictionaries or legal journals or legal encyclopedias or the textbook, etc. And it was all just a complete blur. But I'm glad to say that I developed what I think is quite a nice, simple, but very powerful high level process on how to conduct legal research. And that's what I want to share with you today. Now, if you're a brand new law school student, we do need to pause for a moment and just confirm that you understand the difference between primary sources and secondary sources. And hopefully this slide here gives you a nice summary of what those two categories mean. So on the left, we have primary sources, and of course that includes your legislation and cases. And cases are obviously critical because they will help us understand how legislation is to be applied. Now, on the right-hand side are our secondary sources, and these are critical because they will help fast-track you to identify the appropriate key legislation and the correct cases for given legal issues or for different scenarios. So they're extremely helpful and important in your legal research. So some examples of these secondary sources can include, of course, your legal textbooks, your law journals, legal dictionaries, legal encyclopedias, and other legal articles and books. So that's a nice quick recap of what we mean by primary sources and secondary sources. Let's now jump in and have a look at the generic high-level process for conducting legal research. Now, a great place to start, I think, is this question over here on the left-hand side where it says, am I familiar with this area of law? So if you're just starting, say, a new semester in law school and you've picked up a subject that you know nothing about, then you would obviously answer, no, I am not familiar with this area of law. And you would, first of all, start going through some secondary sources. And as we mentioned on the previous slide, that could be starting with your textbook and looking at legal dictionaries, legal encyclopedias, and legal journals that are relating to the subject matter that you've picked up. Now, what you'll need to take a note of is as you're going through your secondary sources, is make a note of whenever it's directing you to particular legislation, statutes, and also any particular cases. Because what you'll also need to flag is that as you're going through a different range of secondary sources, you'll start to see the same cases mentioned, hopefully, coming up time and time again. So you're also making a note of any cases, particular cases that are mentioned on a regular basis. But what you need to do is, okay, so you're reading some secondary sources, it's pointing you to some legislation and some cases, so you'll pop down here and you'll have probably a look at those particular sources or legal authority, but you still might be feeling very confused, and that's okay because this is all part of the learning journey. So what you need to do is you need to get into this cycle in here, and you'll find that you'll probably be going around this loop here a number of times. And you may even find that you're feeling like you're going around in circles. But I'm here to tell you that, okay, on appearance, it might look like you're going around in circles, and maybe you are, but what's happening each time you're going around that circle is that you are growing your knowledge of the law and your expertise in the law. All right, so it's actually quite a rich learning experience, even though it might be quite frustrating. As you're coming up around this loop here, what you're doing is, so let's say it's corporations law that you're studying, you know nothing about it, but you've been reading some secondary sources, it's pointing you to some legislation and some cases. But what you're doing is the scenario that you've been given, and let's face it, most of the assessments we receive at law school are a particular scenario. And quite often those scenarios are quite long, a lot of information in them. Sometimes they're short and succinct, but quite often they're quite long. And so you need to have your scenario information always available right there beside you while you're doing your research. Okay, so your scenario information on one side or on the wall or just somewhere where it's really easy for you to view and see and access and make notes. And then you're going through all your legal research on the other side, and then you're continually trying to connect the dots between the information in your scenario and what you're learning as you're going through your secondary and your primary sources. All right, so when you're up here in this grey box up here, you with your scenario information, you're really consolidating and making sure that you're very clear around the facts, the who, what, when, where, and how, and only the relevant facts. You don't need to worry about facts that are not having anything to do with the application of the law. But if you're not sure whether it's applicable or not, okay, include all the facts, and then as you learn more about that area of law, you'll be able to succinctly remove any of the facts that are just not relevant. And of course, you're going to be looking at and confirming what jurisdiction. So obviously, you'd be doing that fairly early on in your research. And of course, you need to confirm who the parties are. So don't assume that it's always going to be only two parties. And then, of course, as you're going through this loop here, you are starting to identify some of the legal issues. Now, with the legal issues, don't assume that there will only be one legal issue. Quite often, there might be multiple legal issues, all right? And of course, as you're going around this cycle, you'll also start to become very aware of the relevant terms, keywords, catchwords, key phrases that are relevant to the area of law that you're studying. So as you start to understand that, then definitely make a note of that. And of course, you're being cognizant of if there's any possible claims for the parties or any possible defenses and possible remedies. All right, so this cycle here, yes, it might be a bit frustrating sometimes, but it is an important cycle that you need to walk through. And in some cases, you might only have to go around that cycle once or twice. In other cases, you might need to do that many more times. So once you think you've exhausted this cycle and your research continually comes up with the same legal authority, you're finding it's the same cases that are coming up again and again. And so your confidence in understanding what is the leading case authority has increased. And so now you're really starting to feel like, okay, I'm going to now read a number of cases in much more depth. So prior to coming up to this case here, you might have only looked at maybe the head notes. You might have skim read some of the cases, or quite a few cases you might have already gone through. But by now, you've actually narrowed it down to the correct legal case or cases for the different legal issues that you need to address. And now you're ready to head over and to start applying the IRAC model or something similar to the IRAC model. And so IRAC, as you may know, I is for issue. So that is, have you identified the legal issue? And as I said, there might be more than one. Have you identified the correct legal rule? So that must be from your primary sources. And then number 3, have you now applied the actual legal rules to your scenario? And then have you then provided a conclusion? And that's relying on your legal authority from your primary sources. So there you go. Take a deep breath. That's it. That's a nice short summary of a generic high-level process on how to conduct legal research. Hopefully, this has just given you a simple framework that you can use to help guide you in your legal research. I'll see you next time.